deleted the proviso, i.e. all the words after annually in the clause, on the basis that given the situation we're living in, and the environment and climatic conditions that we face, the prudent thing would be for the fund to be continually built up year by year from what is really a modest contribution from the budget of $400 million as a minimum. Your response to that was saying, well, we have these other arrangements that are satisfactory, so we really don't need to stress the budget out any longer once we reach 10 billion. For the record, I don't think that's a satisfactory response. I think that we should continue to contribute to this fund. I agree with you that times have changed and have shown the importance of discipline around financing of disaster relief. I do commend the government for the efforts it has made over the years with that. I commend Dr. Omar Davis for being instrumental in the establishment of the CRIF as an insurance facility for the region. But we are where we are, and I think that we ought not to say, once the thing is at 10 billion, that we no longer have to make any further budgetary contributions to it. I mean, for example, the parametric insurance that we have is you can't say it's reliable. I mean, when Beryl hit, we didn't get a cent from the cat bonds, although the damage was very substantial. Your predecessor minister came here and explained the grid and the biometric pressure limits, and that we can't quite qualify it. So although we suffered many billions of dollars of damage, way in excess of 10 from Beryl, and indeed there are people still reeling from Beryl who have not fully recovered. You know, we didn't get a cent from the cat bond then. And so I think that one thing we can be sure of is self-reliance. And we ought to make an annual contribution in this era to the fund. And I'm going to propose that amendment, that all of the words following the word annually in the new paragraph A, which is in clause 2 of the bill, be deleted.
Fayval comes back smooth. She says, we don't depend on one fund. We use CRIF, cat bonds, and other financial tools. Basically, don't worry, Mark. We have backup plans somewhere, theoretically. Golding says, really? Because after Hurricane Beryl, Jamaica got nothing, zero, zilch, dry tap, and suddenly parametric insurance starts sounding like pay monthly, collect disappointment. The chamber got quiet. Even the AC felt awkward.
So, member, we will continue to look to search for different instruments for the fund. Just because the cap bond did not trigger last year in Beryl, that doesn't mean that funds were not flowing in from other instruments. CRIF, there was funds that came from CRIF, there are funds that came from other instruments, and our preferred way as a government is to look for different types of instruments to put into this disaster risk financing framework so that we have surety about what we'll be able to receive.
Minister, I hear you, and I agree 100% that we need to have an array of different sources of relief to deal with natural disasters. And there are credit lines, there are these bonds, there are insurance policies, etc., and there's the budget. Now, the point really is, why are we capping our contributions from the budget? Given that we know that whatever it is, that the totality of what the coverage that we have is a fraction of the damage that these massive disasters can cause. The physical damage from Melissa has been quantified with reasonable accuracy at, I think, 8.8 billion US. That's a physical damage to Jamaican assets, private and public. Not to mention the non-physical losses, you know, the damage to business and the economy and so on. So the sum of the total of what you're expecting by way of flows for this fund, including the cat bond and the credit lines and the crop insurance, etc., is $115 billion, which is not even 1 billion US. So it's not even, it's not even, it's about 15% of the physical losses that the country has sustained. So to say that we're gonna cover it in other ways is really fictional. And that is why I propose the amendment I proposed. But anyway, the minister's not in favor of it. We can move on.
PM Holness jumps in with the balanced explanation tone. He says, yes, strong disaster fund important, but Jamaica uses a layered system. Then warns, locking away too much money puts pressure on the consolidated fund. If we save too hard, other things start crying. Even with $115 billion projected, it still wouldn't cover a major disaster. Meaning, storms, expensive recovery, brutal and political talking points won't rebuild house.
Minister, if I could.
Prime Minister, your mic is on.
Thank you, Chairman. The leader of the opposition's point is not to be dismissed. And I interpret what he's saying to be that the National Disaster Risk Fund should be at its highest level possible. And nobody argues with that point. But remember the framework that we have, where we have different funds for different levels of risk. So the National Disaster Risk Fund is meant to be your first call, essentially, to deal with what is usually described as low intensity, low risk incidents that occur. And therefore, what the Ministry of Finance is trying to do is to gauge what that kind of low intensity disaster, low risk disaster would be. And then if you go past low intensity disaster, then there is another kind of instrument that addresses it. And I think that they have come up with that framework, which works. So it's not that we don't want the fund to be huge, but remember, when we sequester funds from the consolidated fund, it increases the fiscal pressure because you can't use those funds for anything else other than disaster. So it's a balancing act. And I think that where we are with the threshold that we have set, we have struck the right balance. So it's not to dismiss the validity of the argument, but bear in mind what we have said. Taking funds out of the consolidated funds increases the fiscal pressure, and that there are other instruments and other financial arrangements that can be made to address frequency, intensity, and risk of other disasters.
Golding looked straight across the chamber and made it clear, Prime Minister, this is not theory. This is experience. You can talk about layered systems, cat bonds, and parametric insurance all you want. But when Hurricane Beryl hit, Jamaica got nothing. No payout, no emergency injection, no relief from the very instruments you're asking the country to trust. Golding reminded the House that a system that fails when it's needed most is not a system. It's a talking point. He dismantled the argument calmly.
Mr. Chairman, just for the purpose of accuracy, I just want to make a couple of points in response to the Prime Minister. First of all, we're not talking about modest or small losses here, because in order to draw down any money from this fund, the Fiscal Commission has to certify that the estimated fiscal impact of the disaster is at least 1.5% of GDP, which I think the Minister had indicated is over $50 billion. So we're talking about substantial disasters is what this fund is for. Secondly, all of your matrix or layers go into this fund. So the cat bond proceeds come into the fund, because if you look at paragraph B of 13A, it says all amounts received by the government from the triggering of national disaster instruments held by or on behalf of the government all come in. There are different sources of what goes into this fund to fund the losses. My only point is, I don't see the relevance of saying that once you get to 10 billion from the consolidated fund over time, you no longer have to make the annual contribution to it of $400 million. 400 million Jamaican dollars is what the law says you have to make available each fiscal year to this fund, but it caps it at 10 billion. And what this amendment does, it says Once you reach 10 billion, you no longer have to make those contributions. I'm just questioning that the sense of that or the prudence of that in the era in which we live. I only made this point in response to yours because I just wanted to make it clear the overall parameters of how this fund works.
So Mr. Chairman, thank you again for allowing me. So again, once we are taking out of the consolidated fund, taking out of revenues that we have earned, and we're locking it off in a fund, it's no longer available for anything else. And therefore, we have to manage the fiscal pressures that will arise if we keep taking out of the consolidated fund to locking it off in specific and special funds. That's the consideration that we ask the House to bear in mind.
This wasn't noise.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Pray, no brother Stamp.
Let's pray. Lord, we thank you for your goodness. We thank you for your mercies. We thank you for your love. We pray at this time as we enter into your gates with thanksgiving and to your courts with praise. Yes. You may bless this program. You may use it to enable to lift up the society and the people in all. Bless up their own way. In Jesus' name, amen.
Blessings, amen. Welcome everybody to the Colin Bell Show. We're kicking, well, you heard that discourse a while ago between the two finance ministers and the leader of opposition taking them to school and basically showing two finance ministers, yeah man, both Prime Minister and Fieval, they are finance ministers. And the leader of opposition taking them to school, showing the level of incompetence in that ministry and showing which government is ready to save for rainy day. They don't want to save fully for the rainy day. They want to squander the money. So, Sir Stamp, this evening, Jamaica is in a precarious position, which we shouldn't be. The national anthem of Jamaica, Sir Stamp, in itself is a prayer. Speak to us about the significance of Jamaica's national anthem.
Yeah, I don't know some people view it, but I think the national anthem is very important, and our forefathers had sit down, look at it, and they write a prayer to the nation and to the world at large. I don't think we, as people, we respect the anthem and we respect the prayer. I want to explain how I feel about the national anthem. I believe that we should also use the anthem not just whenever there's special occasion, but we should use it also in the schools. We should use it also in the church, because indeed it is a prayer to God, asking the Lord to bless us. I want to look at verse of the anthem and to explain how important it is for us. Some people say that Jamaica is a Christian country. Some people say that it's not a Christian country. Some people say that we have more church per square mile than anything else. But I tend to differ with that. I think realistic, we have more bar per square mile in Jamaica. I can speak to that. I can speak at even one road that you have 3 church, you have over 15 bars. So I will not agree with those who speak to that argument about the church. This anthem declare, Eternal Father, bless our land. Guard us with thy mighty hand. the forefathers were appealing to God to bring forth blessing upon our land, Jamaica. Keep us free from evil spirit. Keep us free from evil power. They were appealing to God to guide us, direct us, to keep us free from the evil powers of this life. The Bible declares that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against spiritual wickedness in high places. There's a time when we need to go to God and ask Him to protect us from these evil powers that's out there. You know of all sort of things. People believe in Illuminati, they believe in lodge, they believe in satanic powers, they believe in all sort of powers out there. So they were encouraging us to seek God's guidance and protection from these powers. Be our light through countless hours. In everything we need God to guide us, to lead us. Sometimes there are dark tunnels. Sometimes we are seeing darkness on every side, every angle. But they're saying that He must be our light. And we must acknowledge that it's a prayer that's asking God to be our light, to lead us, to guide us, to show us the way. Yeah. And it goes further. He said, to our leaders, great defender. They were appealing to our leaders as great defender. I don't know how much our leaders of this day are great defender. I don't know how much our leaders stand up and defend and lead and guide. I am appealing to the nation, to the people, that to look to God, who is our guide and our leader. Grant us true wisdom from above. Wisdom from above. We want to note that God is our guide and He is our deliverer. We have to depend on Him for wisdom. We have to depend on Him for knowledge. We have to depend on Him for understanding. We have to depend on Him to guide us. So wisdom from above. Wisdom in the word, as it were, is good judgment. I don't know how much we can say these leaders of today have good judgment. I don't know. I don't mean political leaders only. I'm talking to church leaders, business leaders, political leaders. I don't know how much they have good judgment. And maybe Jamaica is lacking from good judgment, good leadership that's exercise wisdom and understanding to what the people are going through. You know? So it said, justice, truth be ours forever. And in this anthem, we notice that they speak of justice twice. They speak of wisdom twice. They emphasize the importance of wisdom and justice. And it said that in the saying that without vision, the people perish. And it speaks to vision. And I'm not sure if our leaders are having vision and our leaders are looking to God for vision. The part that really impressed me, it said that teach us true respect for all. Respect is something that is not easy nowadays. People don't respect each other. People don't respect leaders. People don't respect mother, don't respect father. Respect is something that is not available these days. Everybody wants to do their own thing and disrespect the person and talk to the person anyhow. Right? It's a stir response to duty call. Well, we see the other day where response was stirred up and our people respond to the tragedy done by Westmoreland or Montego or St. James or Anova, those individuals who experience Melissa. So we can say that some of our people will respond, they will act, they will show love, they will show support for each other. Stir response to duty call. Yeah? And it said, where strengthen us the weak to cherish. And so we have a lot of people among us who are weak, who are tired of the situation that they are going through, and they're fed up. Some even take suicide for the actions. You know, they're just weak, weary, can't make it, need God to intervene in their life. And, I want to say that God is able to do abundantly above that which we ask or even think. You know, sometimes we are going through trying time and we wonder if God is here, what happened? You know, we get weak. Even sometimes I'm praying, I ask God for strength. And then some people need strength and they will seek after that. Well, I said, give us vision. Vision is very important. You know, very important that where there is no vision, the people perish. So the writers were seeking God to give us vision, lest we perish. Praise God. And it said, knowledge, send us, Heavenly Father.
Grant us true wisdom.
Grant us true wisdom.
From
wisdom
above.
Again.
Yes.
They're asking for wisdom again. Grant us true wisdom. It seemed like our forefathers realized that this country or these people lack wisdom.
They had wisdom. They had wisdom, Sir Stam. The person who wrote the anthem had wisdom.
Yeah, man, I know.
And you know, would you say this is the best anthem in the world, the best anthem you know?
It is the best anthem in the world, and I gather it is the only anthem that is a prayer. All the other anthems in the world are not prayer based. So these forefathers were seeing things. As you said, is the wisdom that they had.
Yes,
why
and
they penned.
And the vision.
Yeah, and the vision. Why they penned a wonderful anthem such as this.
Well, a brilliant way to start this evening, Sir Stamp. We want to thank you for your intervention in bringing forward the national anthem as a base that the Jamaican people should live by and respect. Justice, truth. The anthem speak to truth, the truthfulness of our leaders.
Right.
Yeah, man. To our leaders.
Yeah.
Great defender. Grant them true wisdom from above. Justice and truth. Yours forever. We're not seeing a lot of truth these days.
And I think that we need truth and reconciliation in this country. We need
we're not seeing truth, we're not seeing justice.
Right.
We're not seeing vision.
Right.
And we don't know if these people get the knowledge that we ask the Father to send us.
Well, I will pray that they will get the knowledge, or they will embrace the knowledge, because God has ordained, it is ordained that we seek God if we're lacking understanding.
My brother, it's a pleasure digging into the national anthem this evening.
Yes.
And of course, as we said, we're going to be doing this more often, listeners and viewers. You know, I want you to get used to Brother Stamp, because as we told you earlier this year, that we're going to be diversifying the channel. And soon and very soon, Brother Stamp will be here on his own, you know, speaking to you. So I want to get used to him. What's the program going to be named, Sir Stamp?
Hello? The program?
Yes.
Religious freedom.
Religious freedom. But is there such a thing as religious freedom? Can you be free? Expand on that for me. Religious freedom.
I wonder, I think on the name recently, and I wonder if I should call it religious freedom, because I decided that we will not discuss doctrinal part of the religious talk, because doctrinal talk sometimes can be controversial and some people take personal and get hurt. So I want to leave out the doctrinal part out of it. You know, the 7th day or the Sunday worshiper, or Muslim, or whatever they want to call themselves.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to get involved in that. But it's a program.
I can take a call before you go hear what this call officer. Caller, good evening.
Yeah, the minute I get the show live. It's on?
You know I get the show live?
No.
Yes, man, we are live, man. Talking to Peter Stamp right now.
What the hell? And yesterday same thing happened. You never get the show till it's finished.
Eh?
Yeah.
That way I say. You never get the show till it finished yesterday. No, man, we are on live right now on PortlandspiceTV. Chat room is up. Yeah, man. Somebody in the chat room is saying that we need back our God, our godly country.
Yes, agree.
From the bloodsuckers.
Yes,
we need it. People. Yeah.
Yes.
So you are saying that you're not going to the doctrinal side of the religion.
Side of it. I am more
the denominational side.
Yes. Denominational side. I want to say that I want to discuss more testimony, prayers. People can share their testimonies, can share the prayers. I will also believe with the exaltation.
Hold on, caller. Continue, Sir Stamp.
I'll be more dealing with exaltation. Sometimes people would call in and they want to share a psalm or share a praise. That kind of thing I want to pray for the nation, for individuals who are sick and afflicted, for individuals who are going through trying time. That's the type of program I want to put across. So look forward to it. We have great times coming. Yes. And I believe that people out there who are willing to share, they are welcome, and I invite them to do so when the time comes.
Caller, good evening.
Thank you so much. That gentleman, we'll call him Sir
Stamp. Peter Stamp.
Sir Stamp. Sir Peter Stamp. Thank you for coming, and thank you for answering the call from the Almighty, that this is something that is needed for our people to reinforce the godly aspect of our people that has created Jamaica as it is.
Yes.
And for it to be going forward, we need that almighty empowerment through Colin Bell Show, because he's been, I think he's been praying for it for a long time.
Yes. We want God to involve in it.
Sorry, could you repeat?
Yes, we want God to be involved in the programming and to involve in our life and to involve in Jamaica again. It seems like we can't find God. Sometimes you pray and you wonder where prayer going, but you can't touch God. We want to touch God again, like in time of old.
Yes, we need to break this thrall, this negative, dark thrall that is overclouding Jamaica. But I would ask you, it's a personal asking of you. for you to think about the oath, that pledge.
Yes.
Because remember in the scripture, he said we must keep our oath.
Yes.
And he will keep his oath to us.
Yeah.
The malediction and the blessing is in our oath to the Almighty God.
Yes.
And I will leave that to you.
Okay, thank much. Yes.
Right. So we'll look at the anthem this evening.
Yes.
Sometime soon we're going to look at the oath. Madam Producer,
Oath,
go ahead.
yes.
Hold on, caller.
Good evening, Brother Stamp.
Not hearing. Producer.
Good evening, Brother Stamp.
Good evening, my sister. How's everything?
Good evening to the listeners and the viewers of Portland Spice TV.
Yes.
You know, Colin wanted to do this for a very long time.
Yes.
But I was kind of nervous.
Yes.
And I said to him, politics and religion are two things that are
not to
very,
mix.
Very delicate.
Yes.
And we have to know how we approach these two, because you know he talks a lot of politics.
Yes, I know that.
But I was listening just now. And when he asked the name of the program, and you said the name of the program. What's the name of the program again?
Hello?
What's the name of the program
religious
again?
Religious freedom.
Religious freedom.
When you said religious freedom, it took a little weight off my shoulder.
Yes.
And let me tell you why. When you explained the reason why you said freedom,
yes.
When you talk about doctrine,
yes.
that is the thing that cause a lot of confusion.
Correct.
And cause a lot of problems more time.
Mm.
So I was kind of scared when it come on to that part of it.
Yes.
But now that you said what you said,
yes,
I really believe that this program will do well.
Yes, I believe so. With God help, and we can't do nothing without God, and we'll put him first. And once he's in the midst, we know we can explore and can go a far way.
Thank you for being a part of Portland Spice TV.
And thank you too for coming on and encouraging me. And I feel much better knowing that at least I received 2 calls that give me encouragement so I can continue to do my work.
God bless. Thanks.
We still have the caller on the line. Yes. Go ahead, caller. Oh, sorry, my bad, caller. Go ahead. Sorry, you were mute.
Sorry. Yeah. Have no fear. That is the spirit message to all of us.
Yes.
On Colin Bell Show.
Yes.
Cross over.
Yes.
And stand in Almighty God's light of truth.
Yeah.
It is not about doctrine. It is about the powers of the Most High.
Amen.
That we need
Amen.
now to remove this dark thrall that those who have bring into the island to spread corruption.
Oh God.
And all those who are corrupters, he is ready now to remove it from our island. And Mr. Stamp, that is the name. He's putting his stamp
Putting his stamp.
Approval.
And the approval,
yes.
Yes.
And I pray and I hope and I put all my fully trust in the Almighty God, the creator of all, the most powerful force in the universe, to empower Colin Bell Show and all who comes with that positive light of truth. Have the
Amen.
Sign, seal, and deliver.
Seal and deliver, yes. Thank you very much, Carla.
All right,
God bless
caller.
you.
Yeah, man. Look like she gone. So, Sir Stamp,
yes.
Blessings, my brother. We'll talk again. One love.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
All right.
Yeah, and I must say, good evening to all those who are watching and listening. And I pray that God will bless them and they will have a God blessed day, rest of the evening, and we'll talk again. Bless you.
One love.
Yeah, one love.
Yeah, man. Peter Stamp, my people. Yeah, man. Thank you. So, me not do nothing where God know in it, you know. Anything what me I do, the Almighty lead. First and foremost, center. Yeah? So we ask the Almighty to continue to bless and keep us and to make his face shine upon us and be gracious unto us. That's why I ask, may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, Lord Jesus Christ. You are my strength and my redeemer. In comes Neville.
Hello, Colin?
Yes, Neville.
The pastor is still there?
I will tell you say he's a pastor.
Well, he sounds like to be a church man.
He's a church man.
But he's not a reverend.
No.
Me want to tell him, so me I beg him.
Yeah.
Pray that the PNP then stop tell life and Darren Vaz no. Because the PNP have been telling life and poor Darren Vaz over a decades of years.
Let me ask you something.
And,
go on, continue, talk. Continue.
And I never forget when Raw used to come on the evening program, them especially from Lambert Brown program. And that man tells some life on the GLP and Daryl Vaz. And it cost Vaz almost US dollars to get investigators to investigate. And when them bring the matter to court and the court find Roe guilty of committing crime, and he tried to destroy the evidence.
Hold on. You ever see Roe on this program, eh?
No, man, no.
May I ask you a question? Hold on. Listen this.
I can done the argument once and for all. The $150 billion that was asked for and lent is the only thing that is on the table at this time to this government. We have no discussion or communication, verbal or written, about anything other than the $150 million to bring back light by the end of January. That is the situation as of now. So until something comes to me.
Is that true? That there was nothing else?
Mr. Bell, I am not talking about that. I am talking about where 90% of the program were take up yesterday evening to lie on Darren Vaz.
So let me ask you something. Mr. Vaz, did Mr. Vaz buy a house in Florida recently?
Mr. Bell.
Ask a question. Yes,
Mr.
Neville.
Bell.
Yes, Neville.
If Mr. Vaz do buy a house in Florida,
yeah,
does that well within his right to buy a house if him having money and a house?
Of course it is within his right, but you said they're telling lie on him, so I just want to find out if any lie was told. I want to know if any lie was told yesterday, because you rightfully say a whole heap of the program was taken up yesterday talking about his house. And that's true. A whole heap of the program yesterday take up talking about a house that was bought in Florida. So may I ask you if a house was indeed bought in Florida? Is that true?
So, Mr. Colin,
yes,
you
sir.
know about the things in which were said yesterday, and not only on your program. I'm speaking generally now, but your program also take up the discussion too.
But you would have heard me. You would have heard me saying to them yesterday that Mr. Vaz is the slickest thing, because all of the things them are talk about him, nothing can stick.
Yes, you said it. You did in fact said it. Anyway.
This program is different, you know, Neville. This program is not the vlogger program or the blogger program. You know.
True, man.
This is a program with integrity. Yeah? And substance. That program is not shaky, you know. A solid program. We're not dealing with shakiness.
Yes.
And even my contributors, because you heard Ralston come on one evening and I bring up something that people on social media talk about, and Ralston said, brother, we not deal with that, you know.
Yes.
We not deal with gossip.
Yes.
And that's why you hear me question the thing yesterday. What is wrong if the man buy a house and sell it back same time? And I did my best to find out if it was legal in Florida to buy a house today and sell it back tomorrow. Nothing wrong with that.
Colin,
Yeah.
And up to the PNP at 10 life and Darren Vaz, you know.
And Uncle P, hold on. Tell her, turn up. And Uncle PNP tell lie on Darrell Vaz. Labor right tell lie on him too. Darrell Vaz say it out time mouth.
Yes.
Say anytime no come out wrong in labor right, then come out against him too.
Yes, labor right tell lie on him.
Tell her!
The reason why the PNP afraid of Darrell Vaz, they're trying everything to bring down the Labour Party.
PNP is afraid of Darrell Vaz. We're not afraid of Darrell Vaz. Darrell Vaz need to bring the receipt for the bus them because somebody thief some money off of them bus there. Somebody stole some of that $1.4 billion. All of that no buy no bus. Or fix no bus.
Colin?
What?
Colin?
Yes?
All I am saying, the PNP afraid of Darrell Vaz and then believe if they can bring him down the Labour Party will tumble down because Darrell Vaz is a column for the Labour Party.
Darrell, me think I did Andrew Wellness at the column. I never know say Darrell. I thought it was Andrew. Because if Darrell had the column, one I column leak out because Darrell did say in one Portland. And I crew broke up one of the vase, pop you up, mash you up.
And if you walk the street of Port Antonio and go out in the fellowship division and the others, you hear the people and tell you they make a terrible mistake.
Tell her top tell lie, liar. I tell you, you know, labor right cannot. And labor right cannot talk for 10 minutes without tell a lie, you know. Nobody, listen, is only the licky labor right them at Portland, Miss Anne Marie Vaz. Only the licky one them.
Anyway, that's the point.
All right, sir.
Make.
The producer said, I must make you know that she was a part of the team that broke up the vase. She was one of the PS. She was one of the PS bowler.
Yeah. And I want to tell the producer if she interested to sit in Parliament or to sit in the council. Just talk to the Labour Party. We have a division for her in East Portland. She couldn't even run the seat for the Labour Party.
No. Nephew, let me tell you something. There are a few things that we will not get involved in. And one of them is that we would not become Labourites. You see if something go down between me and the PNP, me rather go stand up one side over there, so. Me not joining the Labour Party. The producer not join the Labour Party.
And that the mistake you're making if you love Jamaica.
That's why I cannot join the Labour Party because I love Jamaica. And when I saw a party, hold on, nephew, and you're a big man, you know this. When I saw a party that decided to starve the Jamaican people for power, I can't join that party. Cannot. Hide the food. And after election, then go dash away because the food spoil and full up of weevil. How can I join a party like that, nephew? Let me tell you something, nephew. Let me tell you something. And that's why I said to you the other morning that the Israelis that are in Jamaica doing counseling with our children and the nurses that are in our hospital from Israel should not be in Jamaica. They should not be in Jamaica. When you're hungry or if you suffer, you still nothing mix up with evil and bangarang. Sometimes you must ban your belly and turn your back on some people. Yeah? And what Israel is doing over there in Palestine, the government of Israel should not be allowed to send any volunteer to Jamaica.
Colin?
And that them something they know. You see, these are the things that where I grew up and respect PNP, you know. When there was apartheid in South Africa, it was Michael Joshua Manley first in the world who come out seriously. Yeah? And put ban on South Africa, little Jamaica. And right now we have a prime minister who have no philosophy, who have no direction. Anything go for him. And we're taking people from
With
Israel who is committing modern day genocide. And our people from Israel, a council with little picnic them. What are you teaching them? What you teaching them?
My limit. We talk again.
Nephew, let me tell you something, man. Me not go join any bandwagon because I want to be in a band. The band have to have principles. Yeah? The band have to stand up with something.
All right, Mr. Bell, we talk again.
Bless you. Bless your nephew. I have my principles. And I will not walk around this world on my knee. Yeah? It is law that governs countries and the world. We have to respect the laws that are set out to govern us. And if we allow powerful countries to break the law, countries like ours are not safe. And if Andrew Holness think by keeping silent that make him safe, you are an idiot. Jamaica can't stand up against the US. If Trump decide to come for Andrew Holness, we don't have nobody who can stand up and save you. So we must stand up for truth, for rights and justice, and that law are adhered to when laws are set out. Caller, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good evening, Colin. How you do?
I am doing well.
I must commend you on. I've been watching you for a couple of months now, and I must commend you on your way you conduct yourself. I'm really impressed the fact that you're able to call a spade a spade.
Thank you.
And you call it clear. You don't mix and mince your word when it comes on to certain things. And then as a Jamaican, I stand with you 100% based on this Israel thing where they have cycle counselor coming in to groom and influence the future of Jamaica.
It's a serious word that you just use, you know? You think that word where you just use normal to groom our children? You think it's a normal thing that you just say, brother?
You understand that influence?
Because it look like that, gone. You think it's a joke word that the caller just used? Plug it out. Plug out that here. To groom our children, people from Israel coming in. To groom, we pick them. What is it that Andrew Holness and the crew doing? Sorry, go ahead, don't caller.
But it's basically common sense for us to look at the world and understand who has more experience dealing with Jamaican. Is it somebody from a different culture that has no clue of the culture that we have, the values and the morals that we have to help our future understand what they've been going through during this hurricane that our past students went through, that has knowledge and first-hand experience, what they could go back now and relate to them well. What is their experience? Them experience with bombing and killing and all kind of different things. Jamaican is a different animal when it comes on to that reality of living. We put these people in this situation where it start become an influence for the future. It's called small planting seeds. It's seeds you plant to influence the mind and where you want them.
The easiest time to groom our people is when they are young, getting in the children's head. You can't Israelis come and deal with psychosocial issues with our picnic them.
It's something that I really agree. I listened to you from the other day, and I noticed a lot of people kind of tip around it because of parties and individual parties have to do with look at what influence does. Look at when you come from a poor community that has been damaged and ruined, and somebody from a different country come there now and start plant certain seed in your head and certain things to your belief that you don't understand yourself, for one, and you get attached to it. So next thing you know, you're attached to something that you don't even understand what you're doing. Where we have Jamaicans, we have Jamaican Caribbeans who has experienced hurricane, experienced loss, experienced devastation, that is qualified to come back and help our own people to go through the process of understanding what is to come, how they're dealing with it, how they're functioning culture-wise, how they need to look for in school. We have people who have been through Gilbert, who lost everything.
Caller.
Community was lost, and they're teachers, lawyers, they're physicians, they're all different branch of life in international community that we can reach back out to and say, we need more help if we need more help.
I am uncomfortable with my government relationship with Israel at this time. I am very uncomfortable. What we saw over there in Palestine, and we're not saying that the people who attack Israel was right. Two wrong never make a right. But the way how Israel went about it, killing babies, killing the elders, killing women and children, bombing hospitals, schools, and our government is in this cozy relationship with Israel? Come on.
I don't
Come
agree.
on.
And the next point I want to reach out, pointed to you. I finally see where the whole concept of in parliament, because it's not about JLP, it's about the governance of the country. What they don't realize is the international community is watching the local government, how they operate, and realizing that some of these things that's carrying on there, it's not something that's supposed to happen. The way that people are abusing power inside that building is atrocious. It's atrocious to watch, and you cringe, because 1 minute we have certain values and the next minute people are bullying and cast people. I don't agree with them kind of lifestyle. I don't subscribe to that kind of politics. We should be able to have disagreement and have communication with respect. And one of the things that the PNP fails to do, and I'm gonna be honest with you, they fail to stand unified in the building. They fail to stand on a point. Yesterday I saw somebody really stand on a point and say, no, I am not gonna sit. And I finally saw that and I said, listen, you guys need to understand that you need to ask questions. We, the public, need you to ask the questions that we think about. The question that we have certain issues. We need you to ask questions. So nobody can tell us, why you're asking questions. You're asking questions for the people. That's the reason why you're asking questions. For the people that don't have understanding. So we need to have people pushing more questions. I don't care if what you put out there is the best thing. I need to make sure it's vetted in Parliament.
All right, my brother. Enough respect.
All right, sir.
Yeah,
respect, man.
Yeah, man. Obi, good evening.
Hi, Colin. How are you doing? Good evening.
Oh, go on.
Hold
on, Obi. Hold on for me, head boy. Go ahead, Obi.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Colin, I just want to spend 2 minutes with you. Colin, this psychosocial grooming that Israel is doing in Jamaica, Colin, it is very, very, very serious cause for concern. Against the background, when we look at the mayhem that is being carried out, the genocide that is being carried out by Netanyahu and the people down there in Gaza and so on. Even just the other day, this week, children went out to get firewood, and they were killed. They were murdered on sight. They were murdered on sight. That is what is happening by the Israeli. All right, and I want to just say this quickly before I move. Colin, leading up to the general election, persons called me and they said, listen, they believe that one of the greatest concerns going into the election as it relates to things that face the PNP was the electoral system. And, I listened because they said that the Israeli was here and they carried out some work for the ECJ or the electoral office. I took my phone up and I called then Commissioner Wentworth Skeffrey. And also he resigned recently. He was also Deputy General Secretary. And I asked him the question, is there anything to be concerned about, knowing what has happened with Israeli involved in certain process in place, some places in Africa and so on, and what took place there. He said, no, there was nothing, because he said what they participate in is basically, the contract was to basically provide IDs, electoral IDs. Colin, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The People's National Party must understand what time of day it is. You hear me, sir?
And stop playing like they are naive.
And by extension, the people of Jamaica. Because when Jamaica is impacted negatively, it is not just people who support the PNP that will be impacted. It's every dictator and Harry, apart from the few oligarchs, the few bourgeoisies. You understand?
Yes.
I rest my case, Colin. Bless you.
How was the interview today with Floyd Green? I heard a little of it. Did you ask him about the Alpart issue?
Yes, I did. I did, and he actually said that, listen, you know, he's in active talk with in terms of getting the plant back up, and he said that there's supposed to be some phase operation taking place in terms of getting the plant to readiness and so on and so forth. I put it to him direct, asked him if we would see the opening of Alpart in 2026, and he flatly said absolutely not. We will not. So we can expect, if anything is going to happen, it will be 27 and onwards.
So definitely no, Alpart will not be reopened for 2026.
Absolutely, that was confirmed and news and Sleek FM, because let me just say, Colin, officially we are now Sleek FM. Sleek Radio 93 FM.
Sleek Radio 93 FM. Wow. That's breaking news.
Yes, and I'm going to send you a promo, Colin, and I'm going to ask you to basically rotate it for me.
All right, my brother.
I'll send it to you as soon as I conclude. Yeah, so that was it, Colin. And also, we couldn't have Floyd and don't touch into the AG report.
Yes.
So I went there. Some people believe that, you know, a number of my callers, viewers, they believe that I was a little bit soft. But it's not soft. It was about trying to extract information, Colin.
Yes.
And I had to allow the minister to basically speak. But I put it to him, and he actually said that, you know, he's satisfied with the Auditor General's report, and there's no skullduggery in there. And so, but one of the things that we do, Colin, and people have to understand this, we do the interview, we get the information out, the listeners and viewers. You basically, ventilate the information, digest the information, and you pick sense out of nonsense.
Yes, yes. All right, Toby.
It's not for us to badger. It's not for us to badger our guests and so on. Because we have to, and we push the question, you know, the tough question. But what we're extracting is information. All right? Bless you.
And we have to ensure that they come back. We can't chase them.
Same so.
All right, my brother. Enough respect and thanks.
All right.
One
love.
We have Ed Boy holding on the line. Ed Boy, good evening.
Good evening, my brother, my comrade, and my friend.
What is going on, Ed Boy?
From the river to the sea, Palestine must be free.
Yes.
Yeah, and we are shouting it out. Anyway, you see the Israelis in Jamaica, sing it to them. They're going to run no shake. Yeah?
Why though is our government so close with Israel with all that is happening?
I said it the other night, you know, and I don't think people listen to me. When Michael Eachin and Arbin Hill led a so-called investment tour into Israel, yeah, they never came back, including Horace Strang when he went. They never came back and told us what agreements they signed with Israel. They never. To this day, the House is not privileged to what they signed. Remember, you know, I will never forget what they did to Portia. Every time Portia traveled, they used to, why you travel so much? Where you come back? Yeah? And every time Portia traveled, PSM would travel. She would come back with something and she would report to the country what she did. When last year Andrew report and tell the country what its international travels have been?
It's not our business, it's their business, it's personal business, youth.
Oh, well, since our personal business, well, they're not going to run them business and law Jamaica, which is
I
the
have a
people's business.
question. I have a question. Does the Israeli have anything to do with Jamaica's fight against crime and with the police force?
Tala, you're asking the right question, sir.
Does the Israelis have any input in the crime strategy, if there is one, and with anything to do with the training of our police officers and the gathering of intelligence?
I would want to believe so, because when Minister Chang was asked what national security arrangement, it is national. You know, when governments want to lie to their people, they tell them that it is national security issues and it is sensitive.
Yes.
However, you can have a special select setting or joint selection section of parliament, select committee of parliament that could look at what you went to discuss, and then they could be privy to it. They don't necessarily would come to the public and say, but at least the members in the house would understand what sort of arrangements the government has made.
Yes.
But you know, Colin, the reality of it is we have some wannabe, and I'll tell you, some wannabe guys who want to associate themselves. You have to understand that siagalitis is a dangerous disease in the Labour Party, you know.
Yeah.
And so some people have what you call a complex, an inferior complex, and they don't feel comfortable unless they associate with people who have higher pigmentation, or who they think is already accomplished and have gotten resources under their belt. But I wanted to respond to something that I heard today on Conrad. And you, Floyd Green, you come here with your little hop and skip argument about Alpha going open. When will you tell the people that it was? I'm asking a question. Floyd Green, did Senator Rubio, Secretary Rubio said to you and Minister, the Prime Minister, and also the Minister of Energy, did he warn you guys about the involvement of the Chinese in Jamaica, particularly at Alpart? No, the phase reopening of the plant, you can Comrade Philip Powell could tell you, the phase reopening of a plant is no reopening. What happens when you have a bauxite plant? You can't shut it down totally, you know.
Yeah.
You have to keep the systems going.
Machines them have to keep running.
Same like a refinery, it can't shut down. You have to just keep flushing it, washing out the sludge, deal with different stuff to make sure the machinery don't seize up.
Right.
So this so-called phase reopening is really just to keep the systems going. Yeah. So
but Obi said he said not 2026.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, and it will not be. I am dreaming with him, because if it is not 2026, it's not 2027, it's not 2028, and it's not 2030 either. I'll tell you why I say so, Colin. They must come and tell the people the truth that Jaiso, which is the owner, a Chinese-run company, has been sanctioned. They have been sanctioned. They cannot do any operations in Jamaica, same like what happened with the Russian oligarch company. Yeah? So they just need to stop bullshit.
So why they don't just buy back the plant then and get the plant going? We are lacking.
Because Montague, who was the smartest minister of mining, decided he was going to cut out the levy. No, let me tell you, I was one of the worst mistake we made, you know. Because what that did, we don't have the JBIU, the Jamaica Bauxite Institute. Let me teach people about the sector. JBI is what we call the Jamaica Bauxite Institute. It was Michael Manley who set it up. What the Jamaica Bauxite Institute does is that they would have collected the levy, and that levy now would have been put into like something like a trust fund that could then be used to keep operations in certain plants going. If we had used the model that we used at Jamalco, where Jamaica owned partial shares in Jamalco in the operation, if we had done the same thing with Jais and said, look here, sell us your shares in the thing, right? We will hold the shares. We will continue to operate the plant, and they will invite other investors, Canada, America, to even do partial investments and just own a portion of the operations. But they can't do it because some of them take Chinese money to go run election and don't know how to tell China. Say Rubio tell them can't work no more plan. Yeah? No, no, Colin. We when they in the election, you know, there were pictures circulating, and I'm asking Floyd Green, the pictures we saw circulating with you and the then junior minister, right? It is the member from South St. Elizabeth. Were those pictures AI generated? Because we saw you meeting with Chinese gentlemen just a little bit before the election. And you said that Alpart would be open, and that was in July of 2025.
You see, me no remember them picture there.
I'm going to send you it. Colin, I want you with me, you know.
Please.
Once is labor right. Me no say nothing and forget.
Please.
Right? I do, because I cannot afford to forget what
because
the Labour
I am remembering now statements made to Alpart about Alpart. And to hear Hobie telling us now that the minister say Alpart won't be open this year. That not sound good.
No, it cannot happen. So just stop giving people the BS. Stop BSing people, yeah? This is a fact. It will not reopen under the current management structure. So you're right, Colin. Why don't we now go to our public, do the same thing we did with the highway, do an IPO, right?
Yeah.
And allow our people from across the globe, Jamaicans who are successful in the United States. This is where we need our diaspora. So
to
each
buy
of them
shares.
To buy shares, and we set up, and the persons who buy shares say, look here, we are the significance. If it is not 30% of Jamaicans in the diaspora hold it, you give them the allotment of board places. Yeah? We need to look at a proper enterprise structure for this. We cannot continue to just give away our resources with Willie. The IPO, you know, I welcome when they did Trans Jamaica Highway IPO, you know. It was a game changer. At the only time I come in the JLP, me not normally give them credit, you know. But that IPO was game changer. So why can't we do it for our bauxite sector? We can't do it because we know why we can't do it. Because they also, in addition to the levy, Colin, remember, you know, the people in Moko, right? Let me go in Clarendon. Moko in Clarendon still have some mammoth of a hole up in them places that the companies were supposed to fill up and hand over to the community. To this day, they did not do it. Alcoa gone away. Them not fill up the hole them. Yeah? So these people have destroyed our environment, and our people, even in Manchester, can't get titles for land that the bauxite company take them off and put them over there. How could you put people on land? You take them off of them land, and the first thing you're supposed to do is deal with the titles?
Yes.
I am saying, you know, Michael Mann is turning in his grave because of his contribution to this whole calling the Jamaica bauxite, the farming the bauxite conglomerate amongst nations, similar to OPEC. Yeah? We need to ask Minister Floyd Green, who I'm not giving any rest, by the way.
Yeah.
Why can't Alpart open? My final point as I go, Colin, I must commend Fitzjackson yesterday for having stood up in the parliament.
Yes.
And I want to see more PNP MP when the other speaker, the actual speaker, returns.
Yeah.
If you are dissatisfied with her, and this is not me being critical, this is just me saying, look at the South African parliament. We have all Commonwealth parliaments have the same standing order. Every single one. Yeah?
Yes.
No night, no change.
Yeah.
We need to stand up and at 28 away. You know, the marshal can take out 28 away one time.
Take out what? Marshal can't take out nobody if you don't want to go.
So I am simply saying we need to stand. And I am giving regards to Fitzjackson, who stood up yesterday and refused. And by the way, I don't normally come in Wami, but Wami, oi.
Wami,
oi.
Wami went out. Wami went out yesterday, people. I played it.
Why Wami went out? Wami is a creature of the rules. No matter how people want to cuss Mr. Warmington, I think that a mistake was made. And maybe that's why Warmington is behaving so. Warmington realized that him should have been speaker.
Oh yeah.
So I want to ask Andrew now. Andrew, did you say to Wami, you will not make him a minister, but you will give him speaker? Hence why he's making sure that every time when you do not wrong in them, highlight how stupid you don't be. I'm just asking.
Little more.
But Wami Want me as a man from St. Catherine. All I say to you and Portia's cousin, hold them, Wami, hold them, Wami, hold them. Later.
Because an attempt was made yesterday by a member to inquire or to submit questions to the Speaker for approval for tabling today. And it was followed by, again, a document circulated to the member, which confused the process. And I'm really hoping that we can clarify this finally. And also to be able to get a clear timeline as to when, what time during Monday, the question must be submitted for them to be properly vetted for tabling today. Because I think it's unfair that the member having submitted the questions for vetting yesterday, the approval has not come as yet. So I'm urging that a definitive statement be made as to what time on the Monday is a cutoff time for the tabling of questions, so that we don't have a confused state of affairs going forward.
I think on this matter, the Speaker has issued clear directions in relation to the questions to be submitted. I think my recollection is within at least 24 hours before one intends to table them. But this is a process. Once the questions are tabled, then the questions, in accordance with the standing order, have to be vetted, looked at, examined by the Speaker to ensure that they are in accordance with said standing orders. We would have gone through this process already. This letter, my understanding, with the questions would have come in yesterday, and the Speaker at the time has not gotten the chance as yet to look at it, and as such, the questions are not now here with us. As we can all appreciate, the Speaker is not in the House at this time, and as such, as such, based on the time when the questions arrived, and the Speaker not being able to peruse the questions at that time, the questions are not yet before us. I'm very certain that as soon as the Speaker can peruse the questions, once the questions are in keeping with the standing orders, then the questions will be so tabled at the next appropriate time.
It's my time. I think I was up before you. The member was before you.
Mr. Speaker, the standing order says the questions are delivered before the sitting of the House. The decision was that at least 24 hours before. If a member submits his or her question 24 hours before, it's no business of the member whether the Speaker look at it or not. It's supposed to be with it before the sitting. It can be 10 minutes before. It can be 10 minutes before. Okay? So if the Speaker says 24 hours, the member make them available to the clerk before. Okay? If the member delivered to the clerk 24 hours before, it's not the member's fault. So we can't say the Speaker didn't have the time to look at them. Why the hell did you ask for the 24 hours before?
Right, that's so
it's not the member's fault. The Speaker took 24 hours. The member filled his or her obligation. So it's not our business whether or not the Speaker look at it. It's our obligation to review it before.
Tell them
don't
about
tell
the
the member
now.
this time. Don't tell the member. Don't tell the member the Speaker didn't get a chance to look at it. That's not unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. And we should bring the House to that level to come with this nonsense about they get a chance to read it. Nonsense.
Nonsense. Where are the labor right vloggers when it comes to this piece of argument, you know? I don't hear them. Eh? I don't hear them. Marshy.
Yeah, man. Me there, man.
There. Tell her. Tell her.
Hear me, man. Nephew. Me I beg you, nephew. Stop being an arse. Not support. Stop it.
No, stop being an horse. No, I have a lady friend who would have said stop being an ass.
You know? You're making yourself a real puppy show. Who lie like Darrell? No, Andrew will just lie like him. How could I forget? You remember the lie where the man gets up in the house and I talk about Eastern Westmoreland? And it's when Dayton Campbell gets up and challenge him.
Yeah, man.
And come back the next day.
And said the information was given to him.
You know, the man is just lie. And let me tell you, lie of a friend, you know. Lie of a friend, the two of them walk together, you know.
I told Neville about it. With the other man.
You tell Neville.
When you lie,
the brother that yes.
The next move
and
is thief. No, he's not a friend. When you lie, the other move that you make is to thief.
Yes. And let me tell you, in Prime Minister, lest we forget, his Prime Minister get up in the house and tell people, say, Klansman I send land over Bernard Lodge. And bulldozer go buck down the people in place, right?
What happened to that lady?
Well, I know, man. Remember, she work with the Prime Minister over there, man. And remember, if I work with Andrew Wellness, you know, anything happened to your case dropped, case dead.
Tell her.
Remember them did arrest her, and then the case just dropped. Boop.
What happened to this lady that was arrested in regards to the lands over Clifton?
Yes.
Commissioner of Police, Mr. Blake, Dr. Blake, sir. Can we get some information on the man that was found dead in Patrick Bailey's house? Can we get some information on the lady that was arrested for the lands over Clifton? Commissioner Blake, sir. Can we get some information? Hold on. I need some information on the death of Dr. Linville Bloomfield. It is coming up to that time again. Another anniversary of the late Member of Parliament for East Portland. What is happening?
And I want to know if the former DPP leave those files on the decks so that this current DPP, who we see look like she mean business, wonder if those files leave there for her to carry on with. We want to know.
It's sad.
Andrew Wellness. Let me tell you something, man. Andrew Wellness. You know Andrew Wellness. When them did ask about if anybody under investigation from the Integrity Commission of your party, you remember when you say, Andrew, you check far and wide.
Yeah, the man no lie. Him no lie. Him check far and wide, but him never check close. Never come close. No, far. Far. Oh, far you are. Oh, far you are. Oh, far you are. Oh, far.
Yeah, one next little song, you know. The further you look, the less you see.
Tell her.
Really?
Yes.
So, Andrew, you really lying, Andrew.
Man, no tell no lie. Don't do that to my Prime Minister. Hey. He did not lie. He said he asked far and wide.
Yes.
No,
never check himself.
No, the members of Parliament would be close to him. So him look over them ask far and wide. Maybe he asked the councillors.
Man under investigation, you know? Hey, me tell you, you know, when the by-election in Yenantown, you know, his wife was there and she was trying to get inside the place after the poll closed, you know. I was one of the person who hold the gate and decided to say, nah, get in, you know. And I said something to her. But maybe the noise, maybe she couldn't hear. But I said to her.
Hold on a little bit, Marshy. Madam Producer, the studio get warm. Studio get really warm. Thank you. Yeah, continue, Marshy.
Yeah, man. I said to her, But maybe the heat and the noise at the time, she couldn't hear me good. But Mr. Tuar said, Mrs. Holness, now I beg you, conduct yourself in a way that we can respect you as a Prime Minister wife, no? Come in, I beg her if you do it. But guess what now?
You know,
she didn't get the report.
Hold on. So what me tell you, say, me hear Mrs. Holness tell some people for SYM.
M.
Me hear that with me ears. Down at
Well,
Boundbrook in Port Antonio.
Well, listen. Maybe in the DNA, I the people that will name Juliet.
Tell her.
Because, you know, she run a East. What's your place name?
West Rural, St. Andrew.
East Rural. And the one at West Rural, Juliet, that one the name too.
Yes.
Lord of His mercy. I see have some textile bandaged up with some red socks.
That one is my former co-worker, you know. We work together at KLAS for a good little while.
What? Wow. No, man. Miss come second.
The silver medalist.
Silver medalist.
Our bronze medalist.
Yeah, because in our fairness, she was running against the pharmacy. You know, so she done very well. You know, but let me tell you something, man. These people, them just lie. Andrew was telling lie down, and you know, them know, say, 9 day one, you know. So after I tell a lie, them then just stop talk after. Everybody just talk. But we need to know these things.
We are changing that 9-day wonder thing in Jamaica, you know. We're changing it. Yeah. And that's why we're calling Michelle Charles to the front of the line. We have an invoice to show you, Mrs. Charles. No, it's not Mrs. Miss Charles. Michelle.
You want me to tell you one big lie where Andrew tell and people allow him to get away with it?
Tell me.
Portia Simpson go China. Get 3 basic school, right?
Yeah.
And I think one somewhere at St. Thomas. I don't remember the next one, but one go around Andrew Wellness place. When the school have opened, here Andrew Wellness say, and I'm bathroom in there and conceptualize it. The basic school, you know.
Oh, yeah, so I never hear that one yet.
Andrew Wellness, I him when I push a Simpson got China and the man clean it, you know, and tell lies in a bathroom. You know when did I do in a bathroom though? A 4-letter thing.
Later,
so come out and talk it.
Later, Marshy. Later.
Too damn lie, man.
Later. Obi, you need to come back here because I see some people in the chat room quarreling about the interview this morning. Somebody even said they never listened to the end because they were disappointed. Hold on, let me play something from the interview.
One on this, and the other side of your portfolio, the mining, right? We saw something come out of the United States in terms of Miranda. However, the largest bauxite plant in Jamaica is that in St. Elizabeth, in your parish there, Alpart. Any discussion on that plant that is essentially owned by the Chinese? Should Jamaica expect anything on that?
I met with them last week of 2025. You know, we had met early in the week and they had earmarked to start the phase reopening the last quarter of 2025. However, that has been delayed, as you can imagine. Hurricane Melissa did bring some damage to their Port Kaiser, and based on the meeting, they have indicated that their principals, so we're meeting with the local team, and their principals are in China, that their principals have asked them to redo the plan, taking into account the consistency of these large weather-related events and how they can make the plant and areas like Port Kaiser more resilient in the face of these events. So they have indicated that they are on the final stages of that plan, which they expected to submit, I think, 2nd or 3rd week of January. And then coming from that, they should be able to advise us of the time frame for the phase reopening. I have indicated that I think we need a meeting with the principals, right? So we are putting steps in place to have that meeting, hopefully before the middle of this year, so that we can, they are now in the spring festival period, so we have to wait until that ends, which is March, and then to see if we can get that meeting with them, because I think like all Jamaicans, we want to see Alpart reopened, and we want to see very firm timelines around that, and we believe that we have exercised sufficient patience. So I think now this year is the year that we have to get moving on that.
So from where you sit, Minister, you believe that we could see the reopening of Alpart down there in St. Elizabeth in 2026?
No, not in 2026. And the reopening has to be a phased process. But you have to start the process, if you understand me, Conrad.
Yes.
It's going to take a lot of work to get the plant operational, right? But what we have to move from, they did commit this year, for example, that they would do the full asset inventory, that they would start exploration again, and that they would start land reclamation again. And then they would start the phase reopening. They have done those three out of four. They've done the asset inventory, they have started exploration again. In other words, looking where would be the spots that they're going to now mine bauxite in this new dispensation. And they've started land reclamation because they had some pits that needed to be reclaimed. So they've done that. The phase reopening now is to start the work of setting back up the factory to our operational stage. Once we see that, it will generate some employment on the ground, right? Because, I mean, if you know, as a massive plant,
yes,
we get, as they would have started setting up maybe new broilers, things of that nature. That process we expect will take about a year and a half to 2 years maximum to get it done. And this is based on what they have outlined. But their idea is as they do the process, even before they reach the end of the process, they should be able to start production work. So what I'm trying to get them to do now is to start that process. Because the longer we take to start the process, is the longer we get to final restoration. So I want them to start that process in 2026.
Thank you very much, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mines, Minister Green. All the best, sir. Thanks a lot. All right? Good. All right, so...
Good evening, sir. Yeah, man, bless. With your, Mr. Bell.
Yes, sir, welcome.
You realize how long the government would have to see 400 million per year if we reach 10 billion?
Well,
25 years, you know?
No, man. 400 million per year.
400 million a year. 400 million a year.
To reach 10 billion.
To reach 10 billion. How long you would have to see it?
Well, hold on. It's not just the government, because as you heard Mark Golden explain, any funds for disaster that come go into that. So it's not only the government's 400.
They said about put
400 million a year.
$400 million a year till it reach 10 billion. Then stop.
Yeah.
And Mark Golden rebut them and start that they start jumping and I try to tell you, say, well, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. That wasn't the first part of the argument when she started.
No.
Right. There was a true Mark Golden interject now, then start tell you, say, other money will come from other way. At 25, you know what? At no time in our history would have reached 10 billion because we must have storm and disaster before we reach that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is not only the $400 million a year that goes into that fund. There are other monies that go there. So it is possible that it can reach the $10 billion. And what Mark is saying that when it reaches the $10 billion, you should not stop. You should continue to put in there because $10 billion is chalk to cheese when we are hit by a category 5 or even a category 3.
And when Mark interject, them start telling about other funds, you know, they was only talking about the 400 million per year till it reach 10 billion. That's how they start the whole thing.
Yeah.
So after Mark go in there and start, so now they might try to strengthen their argument.
But them not ready. Them not understand because Mark still have to explain, had to explain to them.
You know, Niger can give us $7 billion, you know.
How much?
3 billion to the what they call the asset tax where you give back the bank the money where they pay over as tax.
Yeah.
And the year before that he give faces commodities and he give two contractors $600 million write off. He give one car dealership up somewhere about UAE there 380 million at in a 2 year.
So hold on. No radio station never get none.
I don't know if they can get to know.
Eh?
Then would I get right off? Yes, can't right off. Then you see.
You better look good if no radio station never get none.
You can give $7 billion in a 2 year to about 35 to 40 somebody. And something we are going to help the whole Jamaica young can put 10 billion in there.
But you must remember
and
that
every year you take 11 billion out of housing trust.
You must remember also, you know, that they bought the election with taxpayers' money when they gave away $12.4 billion. You don't remember that? Well,
yeah, man,
$1 billion out of it still a given now. But they gave away $11.4 billion saying that they're doing a tax give back by giving $20,000. That is one of the way that they bought the election, you know, brother.
Yeah, that time money they get from the airport money.
Yes, and you remember a blogger, I don't remember if a Munchie or one next one of them was saying that they weren't doing what they were supposed to do with this last $1 billion where if you give away in the solidarity. That was a part of the money for buy the election too, you know.
Man and crying, man. Anyway, me and some of your friends them a call about the interview. The interview with OB this morning, man.
Yeah,
Mrs. Not, man, but it was a paid broadcast.
I don't understand you. What you mean?
You know, when you have a paid broadcast, you sit down and just talk. Nobody asks you nothing. You just read what you want to read.
So you are saying
him interview you about half hour, and he asked roughly 6 questions.
Come in, Obi. Come in, Obi.
Roughly 6 questions.
Come in, Obi. Because, you know how you mean the man asked 6 questions. And you have to also remember,
6
you know.
6 questions in a half hour.
Yeah, but you have to remember now that you have some people when you are interviewing them, when you ask them one question, they want to take up the whole of the interview answering the one question. And that's why some people sometimes complain.
You are the
no,
you
some
are
people
on your program. Not that you govern your program.
Because some people complain sometimes that I butt in for the people when they answer the question. But
First
also,
of all, when me understand, when you're asking question as a journalist, you before time you put your 6 or 7 questions together.
Yeah.
You do your research and know the truth.
Yeah.
You know the answer to the question we have to ask. That means that when a man answer the question, when you ask, like him, I tell you, say, like one of the questions, he might tell you, say, the integrity, not the integrity, the Auditor General was 90% agree with how him do it. Right? The next one when he say, when he asks him about the fertilizer, him say, he asked me if he agree how the fertilizer program was. He said yes, he was contented and all right with it. Come on, man.
But I listened to a bits and pieces of the interview. I was on the road and I listened bits and pieces. So
you can listen to over, man.
Yeah, man, I definitely will. But we have to remember that when you're asking people questions, you have to give them time to answer. You can't ask a man a question and as he start answer you start cutting him off.
Explaining. He might answer. If me ask you a question, I want you answer what me ask you. I don't want you go write you and tell me how it work. How the system work. That is explaining. When me ask you a question and write me say, oh, the fertilizer program. In fact, somebody say, call him and say, he should have run him and tell him he's a liar. And he might say, he couldn't do that.
No.
We would expect him to do that. But what he could have done, he could have, if him do the research and know the answer to the question, he could have easily said, but This is not what I have in my finding.
Okay. All right, sir. I am going to watch the interview and make my own assessment.
Yeah, man.
Blessings.
All right, bless you.
All right. 876-804-7072. This is the Colin Bell Show, Big Wednesday. Yeah, man. And we heard the question, though, about the bauxite plant. And the minister said the plant will not be open for 2026. For me, that is unacceptable. In a time when the prices of alumina, bauxite prices is climbing, we have to, hold on the OB, we have to ensure that we get the plant up and running so that the people of Jamaica can benefit from the largest bauxite plant on the island. We can't allow that to just stay closed. No, that no good. That no good at all. We have Obi on the line. Obi.
Hi, Colin. Yeah, man. Well, first of all, let me say I'm indeed very happy that a lot of persons listen to that interview attentively. So I want to say thanks to everybody who has joined me and continue to do so. Join me again tomorrow, 9 o'clock, where we basically put the show back on the road. However, Colin, what I want to say is that, and I keep on saying it over and over, my style is not to badger people. My style is to get information. I put the question to Minister B. And one of the things that we also have to understand, that when it comes to a minister of government, with all due respect, similarly to how we would afford or accord the spokesperson, the shadow ministers, latitude to basically explain. We do that, and in the case of a minister of government, you probably have to basically show even a little more courtesy. The fact of the matter, Colin, is that I get flied on, Minister Green on, to deal with certain things is my creativity and ingenious scenario as a broadcast journalist that I use in order to take him to the Alpart situation, because that wasn't on the horizon at all, right? I must tell you that he took quite a bit of time. It took quite a bit of time to explain the auditor general report as it relates to the fertilizer, and he was basically giving us quite a bit of information as it relates to that. I also put to him the question about, the fact that he said that the fertilizer was delivered. But I said, what about the fact that the Auditor General report also pointed out that the fertilizer may not have reached the persons that is designated to? However, Colin, I give you the opportunity to listen to the broadcast and, come to your own finding.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'll listen it and make my own observations.
Assessment. In truth and in fact, Colin, there's always 1 million questions to get in. Today wasn't a question, an interview that I could get a lot of questions in. You couldn't get a lot of questions in. It was more explanation, right? I also went into the whole business of importation, the glut on the market and all of those sort of things. And he basically explained the scenario in that case. One of the things that people have to understand as well, when you do an interview, right, I know the answer of everything that I ask. Every single question that I put to fly, I know the question, because that's what we do. We're aware of the answers before we ask the question. We make ourselves updated with those things, right? But the truth is that a lot of time, what you do, Colin, you allow the people to speak, because at the end of the day, the listeners, just like your caller here is doing, they, at the end of the day, are the persons who actually will be the judge on what are the person who will be picking sense out of nonsense in the interview. It's not for us as an interviewer, Colin, sometimes to really insert ourselves. We can flesh out the information and let the listener do their own observation and come to their conclusion. You know, but I don't take umbrage to what happened. I'm quite delighted that persons are critiquing the work and so on. And I'm indeed happy. I'm indeed happy. You know, so as I said, please continue to listen, and we will endeavor to do quality interview as we have always done. And if I may say so myself, I believe that today was an interview that we got some information out, Colin. You're able to play clip from the interview, and don't you find those information useful, Colin?
Of course, because I am very disappointed to hear the minister saying that Alpart will not be opening this year, and that is news.
Have you heard this anywhere else on radio, Colin, in mainstream media?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Absolutely. So there you go.
So that for me is newsworthy, and that is one of the things you want to get out of an interview. Something that can even make breaking news.
As a matter of fact, I would expect the major media houses them and so on to basically piggyback that and carry that as one of their lead stories.
Hold on, the Obi. Hello, hold on, Obi. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Bell.
Yes, sir.
You know, I did call you one day about the cow thing me here talk about flight grid. You can ask him about the cow passport, and me can get a number to get a direct connection to somebody who can give me some passport.
Oh, Obi. I know you have a direct link to the minister. This gentleman is having issues with getting passport for his cows. And based on that, him can't sell no cow, and that is his livelihood. So just send a message to the minister for him for me, please.
The passport.
Passport for cattle.
Let me ask a caller. Is the passport? How do you compare the passport with the branding of the animal? That's the tag that normally
they go together. They go together.
They go together.
Them put a tag. Put a tag in the cow ears.
Right, but that tag number is in the passport, right?
Yeah.
Right, so they go together, Obi.
But what is happening? The one person when me did know where I do it, I charge him. I'm here say it free because me not. You get me, so.
All right.
We kind of have an issue, right?
If I may.
I quite a few cow. Me have one or two cow. You see me?
Hold on. Go ahead, Obi.
Caller, if I may, by way of information, and take tail out of school, I actually asked the minister that question off here because somebody actually reached out to me before about the cow. He didn't talk about the passport. He said to tag his cow, right? Because he has a couple of bull that he wants to sell. And they have to be tagged before he can sell them. So I'm aware of that. And the minister, I told him that the RADA people were tagged in. He says it's not the RADA people, it's the veterinary division. And what happened, there seems to be a little bit behind. They may be short staff or so. But he said, I think they have recently employed about 8 more persons to the division, so they should see some movement there. But nonetheless, I'll speak with the minister on that.
All right, caller.
Mr. Colin, me hear all of that, you know. But you see all of that long talking there, it not going to help me because the time me forget around to them, the people, a different something. What I just want to beg you to do. Give on a number where me can call somebody. And them just come straight on my foot, so me could have just get the thing them done.
Sorted
and stop from give me headache. You see me?
All right, my brother. All right.
Cause mother want you give my next.
Go again. You don't want me to do what? Caller. Hello.
Yes, may I hear you?
Yeah, you don't want me to do what?
No, may I say tell him so me never get none of the fertilizer. I would really like to get some.
All right, sir. Respect. All right.
Yes, sir.
You say Colin.
Yeah, Obi.
Colin.
Go ahead, Obi.
Information now, and people have to appreciate information and understand sometimes that they are processed. Of course, he mentioned that, listen, it is his livelihood. He needs to get his animal sold. So I mean, I will do that. I will reach out to the minister and see if there's something that can be fast tracked for him. But the information that was given to him a while ago, it's information nonetheless.
Oh yes, it is.
You know, but I will do
reach out and let us know so we can give him the information.
All right, not a problem.
Brother.
All the
Respect.
best.
One love.
All right, one love.
876-804-7072. That's the number to call. Of course, you know, everybody do them thing different. And sometime to get these minister on program like ours, it's like pulling teeth. May I tell you, it's not easy. And I want to congratulate Obi for getting the minister on the show. Now, I can't comment on the interview because, as I said, I was listening bits and pieces. So I can't comment. I hear you all. I see all the messages in the chat room. But tell you what, sometime you have to take your time. You have to take your time. So, this evening, we brought in Mr. Stamp. And as I said to you all, that we're going to diversify the program. The channel at least, not the program, the channel. And we're going to give people opportunity on this space to come on and basically have them program. Because that's how we work. We don't want nothing for ourselves alone. You understand? In life, we have to help people. Although we helped some people in the past and see them come and bite the hand we feed them. But that not going to stop we from help people because we are here to do the Almighty work. And when the Almighty say help somebody and give somebody some space, we are going to do that. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Mr. Colin, good evening.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
I am fine, thank you. Talk to me.
You know, Mr. Colin, may I listen to you? So, let's piggyback on Mr. Green, the agriculture minister.
Yeah.
No, they come with the changes where the farmers with their animals, right, to get passports. Okay. No, what he should have done, this is simply, you know, and take the people them out of them headache and misery. Just set up an office that works with the police, right? To give the farmers the passport for the animals.
Yes.
Done. Why make it so difficult? He's not reachable all the time. Set up an office that deals direct with that. And that office work alongside with the police.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying, Mr. Bell?
Yes.
And they would be responsible now to issue out the passport to the farmers for their animals because that's them livelihood. That's
the health inspectors are part of it as
Green
well.
make your head hard and tough, so. Like they suffer the people of the country too much.
Yeah, man,
they
everything too hard.
Changes and just leave it.
Everything get too difficult. You're supposed to get passport for your animal and you can't get it. Why? People can't sell them animals so that they can get them earnings. That's how some people live. They raise the animals to sell so them can get a monthly salary. And if you don't have the passport, you can't sell the animal. Too difficult, man. Too difficult.
Too difficult. I sit down and I listen and I say, but this shouldn't be like that. Why? In every way, they suffer the Jamaican people. Hey, let me say this and come over the ear. When I sit down and I look into it, them nonsense young boy, they will them a member of parliament, will come with them foolishness and then idiocy kind of thing, you know, and come one manipulate Jamaica people. and do what them want to do with Jamaica people and I collect the taxpayers' money. Them not elevate the people them, you know.
No.
Them putting them down and down. Who do go and take on yourself? Fly Green, look out by you. You should have glad you reach all this, so you know, and treat the people them better than that. Come on, man.
All right, caller.
And them go school? And them go school?
They are well schooled. Remember, Fly Green is a lawyer, you know.
But up is the application and the wisdom. They're not using their wisdom and the application.
Well,
going to school and getting education and cannot plan.
Can't apply
the, right way.
the education
It
to
don't
everyday
make no
life.
sense.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Application is the thing.
All right, caller. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
the
Mr.
call.
Colin.
Blessings.
So I hear you talking that the Bank of Jamaica is suggesting that the recovery from Beryl might take a little longer than they had anticipated.
Yep.
First of all, why are they saying that now? What has caused them to say that?
Well, they say they have taken a relook, and when they look at the level of damage that has been done to the agricultural sector, to the country's infrastructure, they see that it is going to take a longer period of time.
So what them did say before?
I don't know. They went to the PR because the government gave the impression that it was just a minor disruption. And I was always telling you that the man them who create economics, man like Joe Stiglitz, Jeffrey Sachs, Amartya Sen, them man they say you have to find a different way to measure the impact of top natural disasters on an economy, especially when you have infrastructure damage.
So you can't be business as usual.
No.
You can't use the same calculation because you have a different creature dealing with.
Precisely. Now the BOJ is finally coming to that conclusion, and I say, yeah, boy, this is going. Because what them normally do is to use the traditional, what I'm called the flow method. So what am I say, the impact on GDP. So GDP is the amount of goods and services produced within a particular period. So them just check the disruption within that period. But the man must say if your infrastructure get damaged, yeah, that is a big problem because
your infrastructure then would not be able to produce those goods.
Simple.
Raleigh, hold on.
The normal rate.
Simple.
No, make I explain something.
Simple. Just as simple.
Me and Max and them something. Me not agree.
So Raleigh.
Yeah, man.
The BOJ finally coming around to what you have been saying.
Yeah, man.
That it cannot be that we just look at government, the earnings that we would normally earn before the hurricane. Where are they now? What they're saying now?
Well, what the BOJ says that contrary to what the minister is saying, a disruption. The BOJ has acknowledged that this is not just a disruption, this is a major shock to the country, particularly as it relates to the infrastructure. And as a result of that, it will take a longer time for the economy to recover rather than the originally programmed for time, because the government and the minister was trying to give the impression that it was just a flow GDP blip. And as we are saying, real economists, people like Jeffrey Sachs, Joe Stiglitz, Amartya Sen, them man they are making no say, yo, when you have something like a natural disaster or wipe out infrastructure, yeah, you can't just look at the impact of GDP flow because you can't produce a GDP flow without your infrastructure.
Right.
So it will take a longer time. Yeah. Yep.
So
good sense don't prevail at the BOJ and them I say that. So the man them say them I look upon 5 years, but based on the government and move, it could all be 10.
Because if you don't, as we have been saying, that the longer you take to start is the longer it going to take to get out.
Yeah, man, and why it take long to start, the international conditions have changed, so everything get more difficult.
Canada, the Canadian Prime Minister went down to China. What does that mean? What does that mean, Raleigh?
Simple. Right now, the Keir Starmer, the British Prime Minister, is also in China. What the man do is kind of decouple from the US because they can't take the behavior of the US president because his conduct is so erratic. Yeah. So people are look towards the future, and the future is saying don't depend on the US too much. Try and diversify your trading partners. The IMF says it is preparing for a run on the US dollar because once you have these kinds of trade deals, the demand for the US dollar will decline significantly because people have to settle them in dollars again.
So, Ralston, Trump don't want China in a Jamaica, in a Venezuela, in a the Caribbean. But the United States and Canada carry land border. Not sea. Land border. So how they going to deal with China in Canada?
Them can't nothing. Because in this the man and call the man the governor of the 51st and them things. So Kanye show him say I'm a big man. Right now, Canada ban US liquor for themselves and all of them things there. So the man not take it sitting down, and that is why they have divert them thing and deal with other people so that you can sabotage. The more friends you have, is the less the US can hurt you. And that everybody will do. Europe will do it. Yeah. Canada will do it. UK will do it. Everybody will do it.
But if this continue, then the US might be standing alone, or maybe just Jamaica and Trinidad and Israel.
I
didn't hear that.
Make America great again. Yeah, no, what Trump is doing, contrary to making America great again, what he's doing is isolating America and reducing America's clout as a global superpower. Yeah, by default, he might hand the global superpower to China and Russia. That is what is going to happen from this.
But our Prime Minister said we need economic independence, and therefore we not say nothing about what is happening. When you look at the UK, when you look at Canada, Trump can't go take out them and the Prime Minister just so. But
no, man, you can't do that.
But if him decide to take out the Prime Minister out of Jamaica, there's nothing to stop him.
Well, him can't just take the Prime Minister out of Jamaica just like that if the Prime Minister of Jamaica is not in certain ways.
But him can make up any story rally. When I say we can't stop him, we don't have no arm if we stop him.
Yeah, true.
We don't have no arm if we stop him.
But that means whatever him say, you're gonna say how high when him say jump.
But and that is why I'm saying that if you as a small nation leader don't call for people to respect the rule of law, then you don't have nothing to back you.
Certainly. And that is why I say that our Prime Minister don't understand international relations, because even before Trump, when you had people like Reagan and all of those things, Jamaica and the most constructively engaged with South Africa. Jamaica had a common foreign policy spanning Hugh Shearer, Ken Barr, Michael Manley, PJ Patterson. We respect the rule of international law.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Jamaica survived during that period, and Jamaica was more economically independent during that period. So this Prime Minister have no notion about international relations. He's obtuse when it comes to international relations.
We hear in the news that a family in Trinidad is now suing the United States for 2 men that was killed on the high seas in those vessels that the United States blew up. Where you see that going?
Yeah, because those things are illegal activity. Nothing really now come out of it still, but at least I'm make a point. Because those things are illegal. Yeah. But because of the power structure, nothing really now come out of it.
So
but
Raleigh,
over the long term.
Go ahead, you go ahead.
Over the long term, what Trump is doing is weakening America, and the people in America are going to try and do something about it during the midterm elections in November, and then a new story will unfold during that period of time.
All right, so
because the people in America really don't like what going on, weaken them country and them things.
All right, so we see all that is happening in the world. Canada going down to China, UK going down to China, and all of that. But we have a region, Raleigh, the Caribbean region. Why is it that we are not coming together as a region and doing more for each other, trading more with each other, and building out the region to ensure that we have more stability as small nation, small island in this region?
Well, we ignore that at our own peril. That is one thing that we'll have to diversify its trading base to include CARICOM, to include Asia, to include Africa if we're going to survive in this environment. We just got the trade figures for the first 9 months of last year. Imports were up by 3.6% to 5.7 billion, and exports were down by 2% to 1.3 billion. So I run a trade deficit of 4.4 billion compared with 4.2 billion during the same period of last year. So I'm tell you, Julian, it's a matter of nonsense. Now, if you look at the imports, raw materials came in at 1.7 billion, food and consumer goods at 1.6 billion, fuel and lubricants at 1.4 billion, capital goods 569 million, transport equipment 461 million. What did we export? 616 million in manufactured items, 549 million in mining, although the biggest bauxite and aluminum plant remain closed at a time when aluminum prices are trading at record high. And agricultural exports were only $52 million. Yep, that's the economic independence that the Prime Minister is talking about.
But the Minister of Agriculture told Obi today that the Alpart plant will not be open this year.
I tell you, precisely. That may I tell you. So Obi did ask him why and why I'm saying now. And given that the prices are so high, don't you see that this is a missed opportunity for me to get in the plant this year?
So if it not going to open this year, what what is it then?
So Obi never asked him them. Obi never asked him them question. And why it not open this year and when it ever open?
Well, he gave some reasons, but when Obi asked him that question, he said that he had to go. So I don't think Obi got a chance to.
He had to go. He can't answer a question because the Prime Minister would have to answer a question there, and then the Prime Minister, I will tell you, maybe if you ask Marco Rubio that question. So no simple answer, yeah.
But with the trade deficit widening like that, Ralston, and we all agree, you have been telling us that the price of bauxite, aluminum is going up on the world market. We're losing out because of this. Why is it that the government is not coming forward with proper explanation? Obi asked the question, he said some things, because I think last year, he said he met with the Chinese last year, and they said that the plant would have been open in the last quarter of 2025.
All right, so the question is why it wasn't open in the last quarter of 2025.
Melissa. He said Melissa.
All right, so Melissa Garno, so why not open in 2026?
That I think he said that the Chinese on the ground was instructed by the Chinese over there to do some more work as it relates to these major storms that are possible in Jamaica before they do anything. It's problem all around, my brother.
So what did you say about the with the U.S. War Department? Obi never asked him that question.
I don't remember if he asked him that one, but I'm going to listen.
So the contrast is the Chinese plant is not expanding, but the Americans.
And that's why I asked you the question earlier. The Americans don't want the Chinese around here, but the Chinese are in Canada, where they share a land border with America, unlike us.
Yeah.
Well, we don't depend on them doorstep.
Yeah, Canada is a more powerful prime minister, and Canada is a more powerful economy. Simple.
And Canada does not really depend on the US for their survival.
No.
I have a caller here. Let's see if they have a question for you. Hold on, Ronnie.
And the leader is also there.
Go ahead, caller.
Yes, good night, Mr. Ben.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was with regards to the show with Mr. O'Brien.
Yeah.
I listened to the show today.
Yeah.
And I think it was a fantastic interview.
Okay.
Because one of the things what some call us to realize that there is some interview that you can't just bombard people and rough them up in a certain type of way.
Okay. All right, caller. Obi.
Yeah.
Did
Colin.
We have Raleigh on the other line. Did you ask Flight Green about the agreement with the American Bauxite Company and the Jamaican Bauxite Company?
All right. That's where I started and the segue, because what I did, I put it to him about the situation where the American to the Louisiana company in here with Miranda, basically, is moving a pace, and then I mark in to say that this is happening against the background that Alpart is our largest producer, our largest plant. And we're not having that conversation. And the minister went on to explain. He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything about the situation with the Department of War and Miranda. However, he moved into answering, talking about the Alpart situation and explain why Alpart is not will not be reopened this year, and talk about the discussion that he is having. So yes, while I drilling down, pointedly and said to him that, listen, why this is happening and why that is happening. But of course, that was brought up into the discussion, and the minister did not say anything about that. He went to the substantive matter that I was talking to him about, which is the Alpart that being have Chinese interest and is the largest plant in Jamaica, and he explained it. So that was it.
You hear that, Raleigh?
What?
No, I'm asking if you heard Obi a while ago.
Yeah, but man, the minister said why the plant now open this year. I don't know when it ever open.
No man, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying to you, Raleigh, that the minister gave a litany, a reason. He talked about the Hurricane Melissa. He talked about the thing.
Think we lose. Obi? Think we lost that phone. But Raleigh, as it relates to where we are on the trade deficit, it don't look like we have no plan to fix that anytime soon. Are we going to see that fixed anytime soon?
No, clearly not, because the administration has announced any plan or put anything in place to deal with it. We also saw the BOJ today trying to mop up 34 billion on it. So that's where the money is going right now.
They were trying to mop up 34 billion. How much was an offer?
34 billion, but investors pumped in 58 billion.
That
59 billion.
59 billion. So the investors want that 6% is what? 6% interest rate?
Man, free money, man.
The investors want that 6%.
Export, not,
Wow. Raleigh.
Yeah, we're going on a productive activities if we can get them easy money there.
Exactly. From you have the bulk you put in. Yeah. You put in $1 million. 6% of $1 billion is what? 6 million? 60 million? And what period of time? What's the time period?
Well, them now want to run it out. But if you can keep rolling, the good investors them keep rolling their money. So
them run it at what?
60 million a year.
We didn't get the period of time.
Still like them keep rolling. No, I said the instruments are 30-day instruments, but as I'm saying to you, some investors keep rolling for the whole year.
Yes.
The ones that have excess cash, just roll.
And you
know, just roll.
You make the money, so for the year you can easily make 600 million.
Yeah, but saying I forgot to build a factory and then I thought
exactly.
You know, work and
you know, no problem with staff and paying all the taxes and
precisely high energy bill and all of them something. Yep.
Wow. Where are we
Yep.
going?
Yep.
Ralston,
So,
one thing I want to put to you before I go, finally. In Port Antonio, the Bank of Nova Scotia is cashless. You can't go into the bank and withdraw nor lodge no money. They only have 2 deposited machines in the entire parish. How does the people of Portland get that fixed? You hear me, Raleigh?
no, go ahead, you break up.
I'm saying that the Bank of Nova Scotia is a cashless bank in Port Antonio. You can neither bring no money to deposit or withdraw no money from the bank. You have to go to the ATM machine. They only have 2 depositing ATM in the entire parish, and they are down 80% of the time they're not working. What option the people of Portland have?
Them now have option more than to talk to them MP and get them MP for push for get the thing up and running, because that's a BOJ responsibility. Them thing they hold back the economy because the people them can't get cash to do them business on time, so they hold back the economy. So apart from protesting and going on the street and them things, the people have to get their member of parliament for push more aggressively for them on those things, because it's not just the people themselves. It affects economic activity, because when you got a machine and you can't get to do a transaction, it have a multiplier effect on the economy.
All right, sir.
Yeah, the BOJ is supposed to fix them problem there. Yeah, so the people are offered.
But didn't the BOJ put up some rule that the machines must be up for at least what percentage at the time?
But there are no sanctions, so the man just do whatever the man do. And not only just in your place. Right across Jamaica, the man just do whatever they want because there are no sanctions. So if you put up rules and there are no sanctions, if you flout the rules, then that don't make no sense. And that happens, that's a sham. So the economy suffers as a result of that, because remember, as I said, and that's the man can't get him money. When the man can't get him money, he can't go for this to buy when the need for buy and all of them things. So the rate when the economy decline and the rate of revenues decline and all of those things.
And business people also are people can't get to deposit money. Well, the business people have a night deposit box that you can drop into, but like individual savings, you can't get to deposit the money either.
Precisely. So it have a significant negative effect on the economy, because people can't get for the transactions and people can't get for large money. That is not good. And we need all them things to be up and running if we get the economy up and running. So all those things are going to make the recovery take longer than it should be. So for example, a man, give a simple example. A shopper sell bully beef, and them have 12 tin of bully beef, and the man don't want to come buy some bully beef, but him can't get the money. The bully beef them stay on the shelf longer than them needed to stay on the shelf. The rate of stock turnover declines. So the amount of revenue that him would generate also decline. The amount of DCT that him would pay also decline. So the Bank of Jamaica have to get its act together with them today. You can't make rules and then there are no sanctions if the rules are floated. So the man just ignore them. It's simple.
I see something in the chat room. The IMF predicted that Jamaica's debt to GDP to return to 60% in 10 years. You ever hear that?
Yeah, man. Well, remember again what I said. The IMF are using what we call the traditional flow method to measure GDP. So when they do that, them only check the disruption to GDP. Them now check the infrastructural damage that we're talking about. So you have one is flow and one is stock, right? Them only look at the flow of production in a given period of time. Them now look on the devastation of the stock of capital, which was accumulated over decades.
But isn't so 10 years longer than what the government is talking about?
Yeah, of course.
Because this is 10 years,
Of course. Even they're more realistic than the government. You know, I tell you, the government and the minister operate like this is just a disruption. This is not a disruption, this is a massive shock. And maybe that is why they might move so slowly, because in their heads, this is just a disruption. They don't understand the problem. This is why I'm glad the BOJ put out so that them can start. And the longer them take to start, is the longer the thing will take. It might move to 10 years. Yeah? In terms of the recovery, and the debt to GDP might take 15 years. Yeah? Based on the slow pace at which they move.
The PIOJ said that they were going back in the field. Have we heard anything from them since that time? And that was about early December, late November last year.
From them shortly because yeah, because they are going to do the broader assessment. Yeah.
All right, my brother. Give thanks. We talk Saturday morning. One love.
All right, blessings, yeah man.
Blessings, Ralston Iman, top economist, yeah man, and talk show host on Power 106 Real Business, Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Hey, viewers, listeners, like up the video, no man. Give me some likes on the video. We went to almost 1,200 viewers. Give me some thumbs up on the video, no? And of course, please remember to share the channel with your friends and family, everybody in the contact. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace until we meet again Saturday morning. This has been the Colin Bell Show. Blessings.